As more people are using delivery apps to have their food delivered, they think that they're actually helping support their local businesses. But somebody posted on Facebook exactly what the costs associated with these delivery companies actually look like and how much the restaurant really is making. And that's what we're going to be talking about right now. Hey everyone, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's updates to what's going on, news, tips and tricks for passengers and drivers, or what happens on real rideshare rides, start now by hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. So throughout this entire pandemic, many restaurants have had to change their entire platform because there was no more dining. Most dining in places had to go to takeout only, curbside pickup, or even resort to deliveries. Now, there are several businesses out there that already do deliveries in-house, but they also decided to try to get onto something like Uber Eats, Postmates, Grubhub, and DoorDash, which if you're a driver for these companies when it comes to Uber or Lyft, you know how much they can actually take out of the ride from what the passenger pays to what the driver actually makes. Sometimes it can be 25%, but most of the time you're starting to see it go 40, 50, even 60% of that fare that the passenger pays goes to Uber, Lyft directly, and the driver gets whatever is left. And they pay them based upon mileage and time versus what the actual fare is. And that is exactly what is happening to restaurants and restaurant owners when it comes to the service commissions and the delivery commissions and all the fees that are associated with being a partner with one of these food delivery services. So this article right here is from Distractify. I will leave a link in the description below, so if you want to check this out and read a little bit more, you can. And it's titled, Food Truck Owner Shares How Much Grubhub Deducted from Earnings to Encourage People Not to Use These Delivery Apps. Also, if you want to share it, by all means, go and share the article because it's going to put into perspective exactly where people's money is going when they're placing orders thinking that it's actually going to go to the restaurant, when in fact, a majority of it could go to one of these food delivery apps. So it says, it's no secret that the coronavirus and subsequent lockdowns have been devastating for the restaurant industry and most industries around the world. In most states, dine-in establishments have been forced to close their doors, and even after the country begins to reopen, restaurants will have to abide by social distancing rules and keep many tables empty. Food trucks have also faced a significant decline in traffic as people stay home. As a result, an increasing number of restaurants are now offering delivery through apps like Grubhub and Uber Eats. But while these have been great tools for keeping many restaurants going during these difficult times, they continue to face criticism for taking large commissions in an industry that already has thin margins. Giuseppe Badalamenti, I probably butchered the name, so sorry about that, but the owner of Chicago Pizza Boss food truck in Westmont, Illinois, recently took to Facebook to share the March Grubhub payment for a restaurant that he's consulting for. The statement shows the restaurateur did just over $1,000 in sales, but only ended up getting $376.54 of that amount. And that means Grubhub pocketed the rest, which is absolutely insane. So this is a breakdown of it right here. So you see there were 46 prepaid orders, which totaled $1,042.63. There was a commission, which took out $206. There were delivery commissions that took out almost $95. Processing fee that took out $38. Promotions that took out $231. And 7 order adjustments that took out $131. And then, so again, it was 42 Grubhub deliveries, 4 Grubhub pickups, including 4 orders from Yelp, which is a Grubhub partner. And it says that $376.54 out of that $1,042.63 actually made it to the restaurant. And so that also includes $5.71 in taxes sent directly to you as the restaurant owner. That is ridiculous right there. And if you do the math, that comes out to about 63%. Again, 63% goes to Grubhub, not to the restaurant. I gotta say, that is absolutely insane. And this is part of the reason why these services are scamming and ripping people off, because it makes it seem that the restaurant is going to get the majority of the money, or that you're supporting local businesses, when in fact you really are lining the pockets of these delivery apps. So according to Grubhub's documentation, they charge a 20% commission for marketing on all orders made through the app. In his case, that led to $206.51 being deducted. Delivery commission sits at another 10%, leading to a $94.99 deduction. The cost does not apply for restaurants use their own drivers. Processing fees stand at 3.05% and 30 cents per transaction. He saw another $38.52 deducted for this. Then there was an additional $231 that was deducted for promotions. These can be set by the restaurateur and by Grubhub through restaurants' need to opt in to app-wide promotions. So you can choose what type of promotion you want to do, but they're going to have some sort of money when it comes down to it. So Grubhub did recently come under fire for offering a $10 discount on orders of $30 or more, with business owners having to eat the costs if they opted in. To take part in this offer, business owners also had to allow Grubhub to charge them commission on the total cost of the order before the discount. After outrage, Grubhub offered to cover the cost of the discount for the first 25 diners at each restaurant. But depending on how long that promotion may have gone, it could have seen hundreds of diners coming in and using that. So they only covered the first 25 orders right there. That's crazy. So like I said, actually seeing the breakdown of all of this is quite eye-opening when it comes down to it. Now, on top of those previous costs, a further $131.19 was deducted for order adjustments according to the bill. This appears to occur when an item is deducted from an order for some reason, such as a customer complaint. Guess what? Even restaurants can't do anything about it when there is a customer complaint. Grubhub, DoorDash, Postmates, and Uber Eats just says, oh, sorry, we'll take that right off of your bill for you, and then the customer gets it for free. So guess what? People who are actually doing this, you're part of the problem, not part of the solution, and you can see it right there. So now, just to clarify what I mean by that previous statement is the people that I'm actually talking about are the people who are calling up these food delivery apps and complaining even though there is no real complaint. They're just falsifying that information so they can get free food. And that is where I have a problem. Also, for the people who truly have serious concerns or serious problems with their food, or their order was messed up, or whatever their complaint may be, try calling up the restaurant first to see what the restaurant may be able to do. Because most of the time they'll be able to fix it by creating the right menu item. Maybe they'll give you the new menu item while you can keep the old one. They may give you a credit for a future visit, whatever it might be, but at least let them take the opportunity to learn from the mistake instead of calling up one of these delivery apps and saying, oh, my food was wrong. Whether it could be fake or a real complaint, the restaurant doesn't know, and it's just an order adjustment on their bill, and they really have no idea what that could be, whether it's a fake thing or if it's a real true complaint that could actually have been worked out to begin with. So try doing that just for future reference. So stop believing you are supporting your community by ordering from a third-party delivery company. He wrote in a caption alongside his post. Out of almost $1,100 of orders, the restaurant you are trying to support receives not even $400. Again, about 36% goes back to the restaurant out of that $1,000 order in orders. Insane. So in his case, this doesn't appear to have covered the cost of making the food. It is almost enough to pay for the food, the restaurant owner added. Now, if you don't know how restaurants operate, usually on the industry-wide average, it's about 33% of food cost is associated to the total cost of the bill. So that means that if you have a $10 order, around $3.33 is usually about what the food cost is on that. Some restaurants operate at a higher percentage rate, which could be about 40%. And that looks like this is probably like that restaurant. That restaurant may be operating at around 40% versus 33% because maybe of the type of restaurant it is. So yeah, this doesn't even cover the cost of food, let alone all the other bills like labor, operational expenses, bills to put the food through, to pay for gas, to pay for electricity, to pay for all these things. So they're not even making any money off of that right now. They have to eat so much when it comes down to it. So he told the Chicago Tribune that he posted the receipt because he was frustrated. It was just so outrageous, he said. The frustration out there with all these independent operators is unanimous. And that is very true. There's actually a class action lawsuit against Grubhub, Postmates, DoorDash, and Uber Eats because of some of the things that they're putting within the contracts when a restaurant partners with one of these apps. So there's a few people in New York City who are putting this together, and it may be something that could be coming a little bit more out when this is all said and done, because it's putting into perspective exactly how much these companies may be taking from the restaurant when customers think that they're supporting local businesses. No, you're not. You're mostly supporting these huge companies instead. So in a statement to the Tribune, Grubhub said restaurant owners select the services they want to that they want and only pay a commission to Grubhub when we help generate sales. Grubhub is happy to work with the restaurant partners to help them manage costs and grow their business, which I get that. Yeah, if you have a restaurant that has, a strong phone-in business like a pizzeria or something like that, and they have a strong phone-in business, and then they also have a dine-in business, and then trying to do DoorDash, Postmates, Grubhub, or Uber Eats, something like that, then, maybe they can eat some of those expenses by offering that ability. But several restaurants out there are strictly going on food delivery apps, and that's eating a huge bottom line for them. So Grubhub explained further that restaurant owners have to opt into promotions, which is the single biggest expense in this case, and then it should be considered as a marketing expense. His post attracted some 2,000 shares and over 120 comments on Facebook. It was also shared on Twitter by Susie Cagle, a journalist for The Guardian, and now me. And I suggest everybody else share it too, because if you have the ability to call up that restaurant, pick it up, go to curbside, or have it delivered via themselves, I highly suggest doing that. In an editorial posted last month, Cagle highlighted how delivery apps are profiting from struggling restaurants. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I'll have to read that editorial. So it says, these sites live off restaurants. They need us to survive, but I don't feel like they've been especially supportive of the industry. They're not proving to be good partners right now, one restaurant owner told Cagle. It feels like a very short-sighted decision not to be helpful, and that as soon as business returns to normal, people are going to look to really eliminate these things. So you're going to see a lot of people who are trying to bring these services onto their own restaurants, but there's probably going to be a few people out there who are going to take charge and create a whole new company that will be more beneficial for restaurant owners. Business idea, just saying. So if anybody wants to do that, that may be something you may be interested in. Just remember, take care of the restaurants that you're partnered with, because then they'll take care of you. So another added, the most successful restaurant runs on a margin of about 6%. So their profit is really 6% or around maybe 10%, depending on what it could be. But 6% means on a $100 order, $94 goes back to the restaurant itself, and only $6 would go to the restaurant owner or profit. So the more people ordering from you, the more you're going to lose money. We don't need to be giving over 30% of our already very small margins. Grubhub reports that 10 to 15 times more restaurants than usual are signing up for the app, pretty much because they have to. Cagle explains that while they have temporarily deferred commissions for some restaurants, they are not waiving or reducing them. So even though you have a payment that you may have deferred, you still have to pay that down the road. So we know these times are tough for independent restaurants because people are not eating out. Our mission here is to help keep their doors open, Grubhub said, while stealing upwards of 65% of the total orders that you generate. Unsurprisingly, social media users were shocked to see just how much money makes it to the restaurants versus what is made from Grubhub or these other delivery apps. That's why folks should be calling out ordering directly from the restaurants, one user wrote. I assume everyone knows that, but some restaurants are encouraging companies to use delivery apps. And I gotta say, one of my favorite restaurants that I love going to, which is Duff's, and they are known for their chicken wings in Buffalo, they are only using DoorDash services. So I can't even call up and either do pickup or curbside delivery or something like that. I have to use DoorDash if I want to do that. Now, some of the other restaurants, I've actually been calling up the restaurant themselves and placing my order, either picking it up or having it delivered through their means, not one of these apps. And so, yeah, it's something that you really want to know when you are placing orders. So another added, I get it. My family was in the restaurant business forever. In 2020, there's no excuse why a restaurant does not have an online ordering system on their website. Grubhub, DoorDash take advantage of the fact that restaurants do not do it. Their commissions would go way down if they did. Again, as I alluded to a little bit ago, when it comes to a business idea, that is a prime example of a business idea, because if you come in with something where you have a really good idea that you can partner with a restaurant and their costs are much less, they're going to go with you over one of these apps. So it's going to be pretty crazy nonetheless. So while one user concluded, this is why I never order delivery anything ever. I don't have to see stuff like this to know it's a scam. I'll drive my happy ass and pick it up my own damn pizza. Oh, that's actually really funny. And that's true. My local pizzeria, I go and pick up the food. So I'm not going to use one of these apps. Even though I drive for Uber and Lyft, I'm not going to use one of these apps to order my food. But I want to make sure that the restaurant gets the majority of the costs associated when I spend my money there. Others were quickly to point out that restaurants would be still paying some of these costs themselves anyway. The restaurant is outsourcing their online ordering, credit card processing, sales tax administration, advertising, promotions, delivery, and refunds to a third party, all things that cost money. But here, one user that said that, hate to break it to you, not 63% of it. So whatever your stance is on delivery apps, I think we can all agree that we should be picking up the order in person if possible. Now, this is only one restaurant that did post this. Not many other restaurants have shown exactly how much they are being taken from when it comes to these food delivery apps, but I would be very interested to see that. And I'd like to know what your thoughts and opinions are on all of this. Comment below letting me know what you think when it comes to all of the costs associated with these food delivery services, taking that amount of money from restaurants during not only this time in a crisis, in a pandemic, but just overall how much money they're truly taking, especially when some of these restaurants are relying on these food delivery services in order to survive and make it through this entire pandemic. Also, comment below, let me know what your thoughts are. Are you using the food delivery services? Were you using it? Now you've changed your thoughts and idea when it comes to having food delivered or going and picking up food yourself? Comment below and let me know. Now that's the end of this video. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, your delivery drivers, and your shoppers. And we'll see you next time.